Dear colleagues, distinguished educators and members of the Global Forum, my name is Bünyamin Ağalday. I am an associate professor in the Department of Educational Science at Mardin Artuklu University in Turkey. My research focuses on educational leadership, educational management, and organizational behavior. I'm particularly interested in inclusive leadership in education. Before I begin, I would like to warmly dedicate this study to the cherished memory of my beloved brother, Dr. Burak Ağalday, who recently passed away. His intellectual vision and unwavering encouragement have been an enduring source of inspiration throughout my academic journey. It's a great honor to contribute to inclusivity, ethics, and accessibility for learners with disabilities. Although I cannot join you live because of my graduate teaching responsibilities, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to share a few reflections. First, I would like to sincerely thank the editors, Dr. Munir Musa and Serish Sachwani. Their vision and dedication made this international collaboration possible. Bringing together scholars from many countries is not easy. Their leadership reflects the very values of inclusion that this book promotes. My chapter is titled Leading for Inclusion and Accessibility, Empowering Learners with Disabilities Through Inclusive Leadership. In this chapter, I examine inclusive leadership as both a conceptual and ethical foundation for advancing equity in education. International frameworks such as the Salamanca Statement, the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and UNESCO's Global Education Monitoring Reports clearly emphasize access, participation, and belonging. However, policies alone do not create inclusion. Leadership does. I argue that inclusive leadership connects moral commitment with practical action. It goes beyond managing diversity. It reshapes school cultures and structures. It ensures that learners with disabilities are not simply accommodated, but truly empowered. Inclusive leadership is grounded in ethics. It challenges deficit-based views of disability. It reframes accessibility as a standard of quality, not as an exception. It promotes collaboration, trust, and shared responsibility. When leaders build inclusive cultures and support teacher development, inclusion becomes part of daily school life. From my research in educational leadership, I have seen how leadership shapes school climate and organizational trust. When leaders act with fairness, authenticity, and courage, inclusive values become sustainable. They move from policy documents into real practice. Inclusive leadership is not a fixed identity. It's a continuous process. It requires reflection. It requires courage. And it requires listening to marginalized voices. Ultimately, inclusion should not be seen as an additional reform. It should be the organizing principle of education itself. As we look toward the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda, the future of inclusive education depends on leaders who can turn global commitments into local realities. Leaders who ensure that every learner, regardless of ability, can participate, contribute, and thrive. Because inclusion is not about making space for some. It's about redesigning education for everyone. When we lead for inclusion, we don't simply change schools, we change possibilities. Thank you once again for this meaningful collaboration, and congratulations to all contributors on this important collective achievement.